A village named Columbia was at a seashore. Everybody led a happy life. A fisherman named Shane used to live in the village with his wife Stephanie and his son Alex. Alex was a fat kid. Everyone in the village used to tease him by calling him Fatty. Alex did not care about this. He was a very lazy kid. One day, Shane got really sick and Alex was sleeping in the front yard. Shane told Alex,
For how long are you going to be asleep, Alex? I cannot go for fishing today. That's why you are going instead of me.
The lazy Alex got really angry and said,
What happened, Dad? The fishes aren't running away anywhere. I'll go when I complete my nap.
The sun is already out. You won't find any fishes by afternoon.
I am going, Dad. You want fishes, right? You just do your work.
After finishing his nap, Alex goes to catch fish. But he got tired midway and sat below a tree to take rest. Due to the cold breeze, he slept there only. When he woke up in the evening, he ran towards the river and caught some fishes. Then he returned back home. They cooked those fishes and ate them, and there was nothing left for sale. He could not earn any money that day. This went on for days. Shane started to get worried. There was no money left in the house. One day, an unknown kid came to their house.
Who are you, son? What do you want?
My name is Devin. I'm here to meet my father. His name is Alex. Hey, kid. What are you talking about? I'm not even married yet. What are you talking about, Dad? Mother has sent me here to talk to you. Why did you leave us and come here? What are you talking about? I will give you a tight slap if you say anything else. Leave this place right now.
Hearing Alex's scolding, Devin started crying.
Why are you yelling at him? He is a really small kid and he's just here to find an address. It means there is something going around.
I already had a doubt in my mind. He is definitely involved with someone. Go get your wife.
I don't have anybody else in this world apart from you.
After saying this, Devin started crying loudly.
Don't cry like this, son. Alex, take your son and give him a shower.
Alex couldn't say anything in front of his father and quietly took Devin for shower. Afterwards, when he was going out to catch fish,
Dad, I also like catching fish. Can I come along? Who are you calling your dad? I told you I'm not your father.
Take him with you. Stupid. He's a small kid. Just take him with you. Why are you making your son cry?
Alex couldn't say a word in front of his mother. He took Devin to the riverbank.
Listen, boy. I'm going to take a nap. If you like, you can catch fish with this net.
Devin came near the riverbank and started chanting something.
Oh, fishes of the river, I praise you. Please present yourself in front of me.
Suddenly, the fishes of the river started jumping into his basket. Slowly, both of the baskets were filled with fishes. After Alex woke up from his nap, he was surprised to see both of the baskets full of fishes.
See, Dad? I told you I know how to catch fish. Let's sell them and return home.
Both of them carry the fishes and go to the market to sell them. They return home after selling the fishes.
Grandfather, take all of this money. Father and I got all the fishes and sold them in the market.
Oh, my grandson. Look how talented you are. God protect you from all evils. He is very lucky for us.
Grandmother, will you cook all these fishes for us?
Why not, son?
Stephanie hugged Devin with all her love. Now Devin and Alex went to the riverbank daily to catch fish. Alex used to sleep all the time and Devin used to catch all the fishes with his magical chant. This went on for days. One day, Alex thought,
How is he catching all these fishes daily? It surprises me. Let's see what he actually does.
One day, Alex faked his nap and caught Devin using the magical chant. He was surprised looking at it.
Are you some sort of a magician, son? Who are you? Don't hurt me, I'm begging you. Hey, Dad, are you kidding? I'm not a magician. My grandfather taught me this chant. Wait, let me teach this to you.
After this, Devin taught Alex the magical chant. Then Alex read the chant.
Oh, fishes of the river, I praise you. Please present yourself in front of me.
Suddenly, all the fishes of the river started jumping into the basket. Alex got really happy with it. Days were passed just like this. A man and a woman came to Alex's home.
Mom!
Devin happily hugged mother. Looking at this, the whole family was shocked.
Forgive me, Alex. Actually, I am also Alex and Devin is my son. Actually, I secretly married Devin's mother and needed time for my family to accept her. I got a job in a foreign country and had to immediately leave for it. My family has suffered a lot.
He returned and was really so worried that he couldn't meet Devin. We went out and found out that Carrera 43A Street was in the nearby village as well. Devin came here by mistake. All this problem was due to the fact that both of you had the same name. Forgive me. Devin must have caused a lot of trouble for you. Please forgive me.
Devin left with his original parents and Alex started catching fish with Devin's magical chant, started earning really good money and lived happily ever after with his family.
A man named Michael lived in a village. He had a big dairy shop. He used to provide milk, curd, and other dairy products in his shop.
Hey, what is this? Where did so many flies come today? Oh shit. Let me throw this before anyone sees.
Michael was a miser. Uncle Michael, please give me 2 kg butter.
Sure, son, I will give you right away.
Hey, what is this? Uncle Michael, there is a fly in it.
What? A fly? Show me.
The boy shows Michael the box of butter.
Wait, son. I will give you another box of butter.
Michael takes out the fly from the box and hands over the same box to the boy.
Take this, son. Is it okay now?
Yes, Uncle Michael. Thank you. I will leave now. At that time, there arrived 2 sepoys from the palace.
Listen, Michael. 40 kg butter should be delivered by noon in the palace.
Yeah, sure. But such a high quantity of butter? Is there a party in palace today?
Yes, today the king has thrown a party for the ministers.
Okay. Don't worry. You will get the butter on time.
Sepoys leave. And Michael starts preparing butter.
Listen, Simon. We have to deliver 40 kg of butter to the palace by afternoon. Let's start working quickly. But master, we don't have enough milk to prepare 40 kg of butter. Do one thing. Add half quantity water to the milk we have. That will do the work. But master, that will not be right. If the king finds this out, then he will punish us. You do your work quietly or get lost. Oh, okay, master.
Simon adds water to the milk, but even then, the quantity is not enough. Simon goes to his master to inform him.
Master, I added water to the milk, but even then, preparing 40 kg of butter is not possible. What shall we do now? Okay. You go out there and look after the shop. I will take care of this. Okay, master. I should add vegetable oil to this.
Michael takes the case of vegetable oil and adds the butter, and that fills the case of butter fully.
Wow, my work is done. Now I have to deliver this to the palace quickly.
Michael takes the case of butter to the palace and returns home after delivering that. All the ministers arrive at the party. The party was wonderful. The king welcomes the ministers wholeheartedly. All the ministers eat a lot of food. After the dinner, ministers meet the king and go back to their homes. The king offers each minister a box of sweet as return gift.
Wow, the aroma of the sweets is so good. I will also taste the sweets.
The king tasted the sweet happily. The ministers also enjoyed the sweets just like the king. After eating the sweets, the king falls sick.
Your Highness, the ministers have also fallen sick like you. What? How's this possible? Seems like something was wrong with the sweets. Go and call the chef.
Yes, Your Highness.
You fool! What kind of sweet did you make? Everyone has fallen sick after eating your sweets.
Your Highness, I prepared it very carefully. I have no idea what happened. Your Highness, I think all this happened because of Michael's butter.
Are you sure that all have fallen sick because of that butter?
Yes, Your Highness, because I could smell vegetable oil in that butter.
This means Michael cheats everyone with adulteration. General, send two sepoys to Michael's house to keep an eye on him. Yes, Your Highness.
Sepoys arrive at Michael's house and sneak up. The Michael was adding vegetable oil to the butter.
Oh, what's this? Michael is putting everyone in trouble by adulteration. Yes, we should catch him red-handed and take him to the king.
Yes, come quickly.
Sepoys enter Michael's house and catch him red-handed.
You adulterate butter? Now you will have to answer the king. No, please forgive me.
Come, now you will explain things to the king.
Sepoys bring Michael to the palace.
Your Highness, we caught Michael red-handed, adulterating butter.
Does this mean that you fool everyone? Please forgive me, Your Highness. I made a mistake. I will never do this. General, take him and throw in jail. No, Your Highness, please forgive me. I will never do this.
The king does not listen to Michael and the general throws him in jail.
Mary the maid had started working as a cook in Harold's home few days ago. Harold's pregnant wife Rachel used to treat her very nicely. She used to give tea and breakfast to her and sometimes even lunch.
Mary, first drink your tea. It's a cold weather. Sure, madam, I will drink it. And this is my old sweater. I have only worn it twice. If you want, you can take it.
Harold used to go to his office very early in the morning. After that, Mary used to come to their home to cook food. Mary made delicious food. Rachel was also happy with her work. Slowly, Mary won Rachel's trust completely.
Mary, I'm going to the temple. Take care of the house.
Yes, madam, you don't worry.
Rachel started going to the temple every day for 1 hour and Mary used to be alone in the home. Harold had received 4 bags of basmati rice from the village. Mary got greedy.
There are just 2 people in this home and so much rice. If I take 2 bowls of rice from this bag, no one will even notice.
Mary took 2 bowls of rice from the bag and kept it in her purse. She closed the rice bag as before.
Amazing! Today I will make fried rice at home.
Mary's greed and daring was increasing day by day. She would take rice, sugar, and sometimes tea leaves and vegetables. Every day something or the other from Harold's home used to reach Mary's home. Mary had stuck gold. Oh wow! You have found a golden goose. But take care, or else you will be caught.
Yes, don't worry. Madam trusts me completely.
That's good. I don't need to work anymore. Things from the home were slowly disappearing, but Rachel didn't notice. She still trusted Mary. Then one day, Rachel's mother-in-law comes to visit.
Greetings, mother. Oh, don't bother, daughter-in-law. How are you feeling now? It's fine. I just feel tired sometimes. Don't worry. It's normal in pregnancy. Now I'm here to take care of you. Let's click a selfie first.
Rachel introduces mother-in-law to Mary.
Mother, she's Mary. She cooks for us and takes care of other small things in our home. She supports me a lot. Okay. That's fine.
Rachel's mother-in-law was very smart and tech-savvy. She could easily get a hang of a person just by observing them. When Rachel used to go to the temple, she used to sit on the swing to pray. And in every 15 minutes, she used to walk into the kitchen. Because of her presence in the house, Mary was not able to steal things.
When will this old lady go back? I'm afraid to steal anything now.
Mary's clever mind notices something. When mother-in-law sits on the swing, it creaks, and it takes 10 minutes for her to complete a round of praying on the beads.
Okay, so this means that this old lady will not get up from there for 10 minutes. Huh? This time is enough for me.
For the next 2-3 days, Mary is successful in stealing a few things. She feels happy.
I'm going home. I've kept the food in the fridge.
Okay.
As Mary is leaving the house, mother-in-law notices a suspicious bulge in Mary's bag.
Huh? When she came in the morning, her bag was folded. How come it's full now?
Next day, Mary comes to work.
Mary, Rachel has left for the temple and I'm sitting for my prayers. Later, I will come to the kitchen to make some sweets.
Okay.
Mary comes to the kitchen. She can hear the creak of the swing. She assumes that now mother-in-law will not get up for 10 minutes.
This lady will not come here for 10 minutes now. I should put some vegetables in my bag.
Mary finishes her work and starts to leave for her home.
I'm leaving for home.
Okay, what are you going to cook at home today?
Thought of making mixed vegetables today.
Okay, that's good. So how many vegetables did you take?
Huh?
She is surprised to hear this question from the mother-in-law, but manages to answer.
I haven't bought it yet. I will buy them on my way home.
During this, Rachel also comes back.
But you already have the vegetables in your bag. Let me see.
Mary realizes that she has been caught and she feels guilty.
Mother, how did you know?
Mother-in-law starts laughing and shows Rachel the video she recorded in her mobile. Rachel is surprised to see Mary put vegetables in her bag in the video.
Please forgive me. I did a mistake. But weren't you praying at that time? I could hear the sound of the swing. That's why I could gather the courage to steal.
Maybe you didn't notice me holding Rachel's beads, not mine. And if you push the swing once, it will keep swinging for at least 5 minutes. It gave me enough time to record.
So that's how the mother-in-law taught Mary a lesson who was a greedy maid. Now Mary couldn't work in that area anymore.
Oh God, what have I done? I dug my own grave.
Mother, today we have been saved from loss because of you. But daughter-in-law, remember, you should also not trust anyone blindly from now. Not everyone is good in this world.